My name is Matt, and today we're going to make a New Year's Eve cocktail in 3 variations. Now, the cocktail we're making today really has no reason to be a New Year's Eve cocktail. It just feels right for the occasion to me. What is that cocktail, you might ask? It's the last word. The Last Word is a pre-prohibition cocktail that originated at the Detroit Athletic Club. It was thought to be a Prohibition-era cocktail because it showed up in Ted Saucier's Bottoms Up in 1951, which dated the cocktail to about 30 years earlier. Later research from John Frizzell actually showed that this drink showed up as early as 1916 on the Detroit Athletic Club menus, and for the low price of only 35 cents. Now, in today's money, that's actually around $8, but still, in a major city, $8 for a cocktail like this is a pretty damn good deal. The drink itself lost popularity sometime after World War II and didn't really re-emerge again until about 2014 when Murray Stenson, up in Seattle, put it on his menu at the Zigzag Cafe. It became a cult classic in the Northwest and then spread across the rest of the country. Let's just make the thing in 3 variations: the last word, the last laugh, and the final word. Let's start with the original, the last word. The last word is equal parts of gin, green chartreuse, maraschino liqueur, and lime juice. Specifically, we're only looking at 3/4 of an ounce of each ingredient. So we're gonna start by getting our lime juice out of this delicious, voluptuous, sexual lime. There's no other way to say it. And then we're gonna get our shakers out, or our tins, and start building this with 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice. And then going to the gin, we want to do our cheapest ingredients first, in case we mess it up. 3/4 of an ounce there, and pour 3/4 of an ounce of Luxardo, and then Green Chartreuse.
Amongst secrets.
All right, so we're gonna do 1 big, and then 1 cracked, and then we'll pour the little one into the big one, shake, and then we'll double strain it into a Nick and Nora glass here, and we will garnish it with that. So this is the last word. It's got a beautiful seafoam green color to it that matches really well with that brandied cherry, that deep red color. Obviously our little swizzle sticks here that we stole from the Line Hotel in DC are a little too big for this, so I'm just gonna actually plunk this bitch in there so it's a little more easy to drink. So right off the bat, you get a lot of anise, a lot of lime from the nose of it. I don't really get a lot of the juniper or gin flavors from it. Definitely a little bit of that cherry note to it. Well, let's just drink it and see what it tastes like. Yeah, that's delicious. Super refreshing. Nice lime flavor in it. The Luxardo really balances it out with a nice sweetness, and then are all rounded out by the juniper of the gin and the anise flavors from that green chartreuse. Overall, it's just a really well-balanced sour. It's a very bright drink, very sharp. There's also a really nice kind of green bell pepper flavor in there, which doesn't sound good, but it tastes really nice. And then of course you have your delicious cherry sitting there at the bottom waiting for you as a little treat. But we're not going to get there yet because we are going to do the second variation on this, which is called the last laugh, which is essentially the exact same drink plus a little bit of Cava, sponsored by
Audio.
Except not really, but if you do want to sponsor me, I'll take your money.
Give me your money.
All right, so hopefully when we add this, what happens is it just kind of wakes everything up and we'll kind of see where it lands us. I do feel like the nose is a little kind of muted on it. It's definitely not bad. It's not necessarily for me, I don't think, but it also, for your drinker who may not be into a very spirit-forward drink, this might be a perfect introduction to a last word. And at the same time, a really nice way to have a variation on the last word for New Year's Eve. Having the bubbly in there. All right, so now the final variation. This one is called the final word. And essentially what's different about it is you swap your gin for rye and you swap your lime juice for lemon juice. And this one was created by a bartender in New York named Phil Ward. So I think we might as well just jump right into it and just start getting some lemon juice out of this supple little lemon here. Oh yeah, you can just squeeze her down. Nice, there she is. Okay, we're gonna pour about 3/4 of an ounce again, same proportions on this. And then we're gonna go over to 3/4 of an ounce of rye. I am using the Distiller's Select Woodford Reserve on this one. And then we're gonna hit up the Luxardo. And ooh, nice spill. I'm really taking notes from Greg over there at how to drink. And a little bit of chartreuse. Although not really a little bit, same amount. Into the large tin, we'll do 1 whole ice cube and then 1 cracked. And shake. Something about this drink always, well, not this one, but the last word, makes me want to go over to, shit, what is it called? Well, there's a bar in DC that's on Georgia Avenue that makes kolaches. Made me a last word one time. Super delicious. Anyway, we're going to double strain this final ward into this Nick and Nora glass here. And, you know, pouring it in doesn't look that different, honestly, which shouldn't be too surprising. I mean, color-wise, the lemon juice isn't going to be too different than the lime juice, and then obviously bourbon's going to be, or rye is going to be a little different than gin, certainly, but not a whole lot, and not enough to really change the color of the drink, apparently. Although it does have a nice little, like, extra, like, hue of ruby red kind of color to it. So I've seen a lot of conflicting things online though about this drink with the garnish. You know, some people say nothing, some people say lime, a twist of lime, or you stick with your brandied cherry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do no garnish on it. That's really good.
Update.
The Reliable Tavern is the name of that bar, and it's fantastic. And they actually let my friend Dennis Sandros and I film a couple episodes of his own cocktail show called Cocktailological Evenings in their basement a couple years back. And they just make excellent cocktails, awesome kolaches. I'm actually not sure if they make the kolaches, but they have them and they're fantastic. And being a little old Texas boy like me, that means a lot to me. Anyway, back to the final ward here. You know, on the nose, you definitely get a little bit of that rye aroma to it, but it's pretty well kind of not clouded, but I guess rounded out by the other ingredients in it. You know, it really is actually kind of like a whiskey sour that has, you know, instead of your simple syrup, you're using your Luxardo, and then just has the addition of the chartreuse in it. I could definitely drink these all day long, but you know, I think at the end of the day, I'd probably still go with the last word. There's just something really nice about the combination of the gin and the chartreuse and the maraschino liqueur and the lime that is nice and sharp, kind of wakes you up.
Ooh, my light went out.
All right, well that's it. Those are the two variations on the last word. So we've got the last word, obviously, the last laugh, which is essentially the last word plus Cava, and the final word. And while the last laugh may be the most appropriate drink for the new year, given that you got some bubbly in it, I think I'll be going with the last word. So cheers to you, cheers to the new year. Oh, and don't forget to smash, I think, that subscribe button, hit that like link, and comment and tell me what you're drinking. Yep.